I mean, I don't know where you got any of that, but I was thinking that maybe it was the narrator's own heart that he was hearing instead of the old man's.
Well, it certainly could have been that, right? I mean,
I don't know. That
hear
seems.
you hear your own heartbeat.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me,
beating, and
that
sure,
just seems irrelevant.
It's a possibility.
Well, you know how when you get like really, really scared and your heart beats so loud, it's like you can actually hear it.
Well, how about this?
Hmm.
This guy is driving himself completely insane. By the end of the story, he is totally mad. And the eye that he thinks that he's destroyed is really just going to follow him to the asylum.
And I think it's interesting that he's being observed by this eye in his mind. When he stands there in the doorway for hours, watching, for several days before he even...
Yeah, well, I mean, the watching itself.
Yeah, the watching is not
really
creepy. I watch TV. You probably watch reality TV.
Oh yeah, I love that.
I mean,
but you can't compare like watching reality TV to watching someone sleep.
Yeah,
You want
sleeping
to
every
kill.
night.
I'm
I mean,
just saying
that's
watching
really
people
strange.
is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't necessarily know if that's gonna
I'm saying
turn
watching
out
people
to
is
be-
engaging.
So you don't think it was weird that he was just watching this
I
guy
didn't say I
over
didn't think it was
and over
weird.
again?
I'm saying
The guy
that
was
people like to
insane,
watch.
okay? He
So-
was insane.
Insane people.
Everybody watches
This
something.
guy intensely watched.
Look, we've already covered that he was obsessed. He was trapped. We can.
And right, so maybe it wasn't maybe it wasn't a healthy watching, but people do inherently like to watch. But I mean, in this guy's case, it wasn't like just watching; it was like stalking.
Yeah, and there was such ritual involved.
Ritual that lacked discipline.
Oh,
True.
not necessarily.
You're right. I mean, it wasn't. He didn't say, you know, like, okay, I'm gonna stalk this guy. It wasn't until that he made the decision. It was I was gonna do it. I'm gonna kill this guy.
And I'm not
When it
sure if
started,
excitement is the right word, but maybe he felt an excitement towards this sin. Or he felt excitement that he could get caught in the act.
Well, I think that
That's
at the time of commitment, all sins melt into one.
Well,
There's
excitement's
no
not really a
difference. I mean,
sin.
there's lust in hatred, and there's envy in hatred, and the hatred led to his actions. and-
Wait, you think he felt lust for the old man?
No, lust for his actions against the old man.
Well, I just didn't get that at all. I mean, I thought he was completely disgusted by
No,
that
he
old
felt
man.
lust for the feeling that he gets. Just go ahead.
But sexually?
Lust isn't always a sexual thing.
Lust is obsession.
Really?
It can be.
Oh, it can be, not necessarily.
What does not necessarily mean? Where's the decision in that?
necessarily.
What does that mean, not necessarily? Why is that your answer for everything?
Because it isn't necessary.
Why are you so lukewarm? Make up your mind. Make a decision.
Well, you were actually talking about lust. I mean, did you want to go on at all about that? And then I'll talk about the necessariness of
how
it.
about vanity?
Or gluttony. I mean,
Is
does that
vanity
now?
really a
as
sin?
well?
Because
I think we should talk about
I
vanity and how it relates to the story.
Thank you. Hence my
That's a good
suggestion.
idea. Yeah.
Well, he was very vain. I mean, he thought that he had the perfect plan, and that he had the entire universe and God behind him, so he was justified in what he was doing.
There's no question of justification here. He reacted on an animal instinct and took power in his own hands.
No, like a giraffe's not going to kill another giraffe. You don't see that in other animals.
Look, and
Certainly not in
just because it's per se a bad instinct doesn't mean it's animal.
Animals act when they're threatened. This man was threatened by the old man, and he acted like an animal. He took the power to take this other man's life, and he took the power that wasn't his.
Acting like an animal is a little bit far. I mean, he pondered the idea of killing this old man. He rationally thought it through. I mean, he used his rationality and thought out the situation. It's not like, I mean, he just went out one day and did it.
Yeah, I mean, he thought about it for 7 days.
Yeah.
But humans should be above that.
Exactly.
Humans should think that through and not just respond in this animal
Oh,
way.
You're
you
exactly
can
right.
think about something through for quite a while and still make a wrong decision or
Well,
a bad
you haven't
decision.
thought it through
You're
enough,
still
then,
using
have
your
you?
rationality
No. The divorce
and your
rate,
human
yeah.
brain. And you can still think about something enough and make a bad decision. I mean, you could think for years and make a bad decision.
I think you guys are talking about right and wrong, like these are set in stone.
I'm
Well,
not.
killing a man because his eye bothers you is obviously
They are set
wrong.
in stone.
They're not.
They
set
are
in stone.
set in stone.
They're not set in stone.
Right and wrong are obvious choices. You know them in here.
Oh, you can't impose that on everyone.
Can I?
No.
I think I can.
I don't think so. I mean, you can't say that everyone has the same sense of right and wrong that you do. And you can't impose that on me. And you can't impose that on anyone else anywhere around the world. You can't do that to someone in Japan or India or Thailand. And you can't say that your sense of right and wrong is the same as theirs.
I
Because they don't
can.
have the same experience.
I can do that.
No, you can't.
Well, I'm just gonna play devil's advocate here, Michael.
You can't
but,
do that. It's just.
You know, you may say like what you think you know in here, and what you know in here, what you feel in here, it may be based off a limited cultural experience.
I agree completely. I mean, it's very limited. For example, I have never been out of the country. Well, okay, I did go to Canada once, and I went down to Mexico for my spring break.
Is that what we're talking about, Susan? How can any of you sit here and argue with me about what's right and wrong? When the answers are so obvious. You know, if more people weren't so lukewarm, if more people had... I look out my window every day out of MacArthur Park. You know what I see? I see people that aren't necessarily bad people. I see people that aren't quite sure. I see these hood rats poisoning and killing each other.
Look, I'm sure it's a travesty to see these things happening, especially when you're looking out your own window, but you don't have to be so in my face when I'm just trying to take part in this conversation that the rest of you civilized people are having, and you're just all of a sudden you're just in my face, and I really don't think that's
I
called
really don't
for.
know about anyone else, but I really don't think this is very interesting, what we're talking about right now, as opposed to.
Yeah, okay. So here's what we can say. How about this? Okay. In this space, hypothetically, we can say that, you know, amongst ourselves, in just this hypothetical space, we can decide what's right and what's wrong. And there's no one here that is under the impression that anyone is justified in murder. Okay? No one's justified in murder. But, I mean, this guy, he thought it through, and he thought he was being rational about it, and this situation, this eye drove him crazy. See, what if he didn't go through with it? Okay? In this space, what if he didn't go through with it? What if he didn't go through with it, but he had those feelings? I want to kill this guy. Is he justified in that? Just based on what some old man's weird eye does to him.
I needed time out.
Are you
I'm
asking if he's
sorry.
justified in like not killing the guy, or is it more?
Yeah.
More
Maybe
justified
have
in
a
that?
real conversation now.
Well, I'll have that later, I guess.
So what did you say your name was?
And we take
And
on.
you're Michael, right? Yeah.
Right. You said you were a musician.
I play cello.
I think my neighbor plays cello.
Really?
Get your
Yeah.
coat.
I'm not very good. I just.
You read music?
Yeah, but I don't really play what you'd call songs very.
Oh, what would you call them?
It's a very personal way of playing. I don't. They're not really songs. I'm
Here.
more like let the energy that the instrument's producing just move through me and can be quite
Here.
cathartic.
Well, I'd love to hear you play sometime.
Well,
Don't you live below us?
why?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.